Yeah, I'm Jerry Inger, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Name is Charles Long, and from Martinsville, Virginia.
My name is Carrie Stike, and I'm from a little town called Snowville in Virginia.
I'm Alan Ray.
My name's Dave Chenette. I'm from upstate New York originally. I live here in Mooresville.
I'm currently in Mooresville. I'm originally from South Africa.
Sripati Haputantri from Colombo, Sri Lanka, or Greensboro, North Carolina.
My name is Aaron Whitworth. I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
I'm James Clay from Blacksburg, Virginia.
My name's Terry Stump, and I'm from the Cleveland, Ohio area.
I'm a CFO for a manufacturing company. So it's crunching numbers, it's something totally different than what I do out here. Yeah, we're the Schumacher taxi service. We've got a total of 4 cars right now and about 10 teammates that run those cars. And so we run all over the Eastern Seaboard. My most memorable moment in Chumpcar racing. We went to Sebring, the first race we ran at Sebring, and we won in an 87 Corolla. And that was definitely, for Chump, that was our most memorable time. We went from 15th to 8th to 3rd to 1st in the last 4 hours. And it was just, we stayed on the track, we kept putting in good laps, and everybody else broke down or crashed out. For me, it's actually racing on real racetracks. That's, I don't know what other, I don't know what other opportunity I would have to get on tracks like Daytona, Watkins Glen, Sebring, VIR here at Charlotte. It's fantastic. I mean, just to be able to take a car and flog it around a racetrack is amazing. And in addition to that, doing it with my best friends is great. I mean, the way they've set it up, it's affordable, and we can have fun building the cars, and then we have fun racing them. Cost to fund a Chumpcar team. Cost to build a team or build a car? In reality, a car is going to cost between $3,000 and $5,000. The car itself doesn't cost a lot, but you got to put a cage in it. You've got to make it reliable, so you're replacing ball joints and things like that. Harness, seat, all that stuff adds up really fast. And then there's a per race cost too, and that's about $2,000 a race. But we divide that 4 ways so it becomes affordable. There are some really quick women drivers. There are also some teams where you'll have some guys say, hey, let's get all the girls into a car. And they're absolutely hazards on the racetrack. You want to get by them and put them in your rearview mirror just as fast as possible. But I'm not saying that about all women, so I don't want somebody to come and get me. Probably the hardest thing to learn is racecraft. I mean, it's something you learn every time you're out there. It's looking ahead and making sure that you're in the right lane. If there's a slow car coming up, it's being aware of what's around you and how hard you can push the car, but it's racecraft, I think, is the hardest thing to learn. Anybody can go to a HPD or a high performance driving experience on a track and drive around a track, but it's driving around other cars, I think, that really takes time and practice to get. I like to win at everything I do. I don't, but I like to try. Honestly, I think I'm safer in either of these cars than I am in my street car on the freeway. There have been some injuries, but it's pretty minimal. I mean, honestly, I've never done anything worse than bruise a heel. You know, bruise my ribs a little bit in an accident. I think it's very safe. They make sure these are as safe as the NASCAR cars that are roaming around the track, so it's safety first. I just want to thank Mike right here and everybody in Chump for bringing us the greatest racetracks on the planet. How could guys like us we're bean counters, we're engineers, we come out here and we can run at Daytona, Sebring, Charlotte, Watkins Glen. It's amazing. So thank you, Chumpcar.
Our team is Thunder Chicken. Well, we've got an 85 T-Bird here, and instead of calling it a Thunderbird, we just decided we called it a Thunder Chicken. Getting my grandson into it. He's just turned 18, and he loves to drive, and I took him down to Virginia International Raceway 2 years ago, and we took his 350Z down. He got to run the track, and he's just a natural driver, so that's most memorable. Worst moment was after we built this car, going around the track, and we had somebody to hit it and tear it up, which we realized was going to get hit, but we wasn't expecting that quick. To field a Chumpcar team, they say that, you know, $500 car, but we've probably got probably $5,000 in this vehicle at the minimum. My wife thinks I'm nuts. Everybody thinks we're nuts, but it's just a good time. The hardest thing to learn about chump car driving is, you know, I've all my life, since I was 15 years old, around home we got a lot of back roads, and I thought I was a really good driver driving on these country roads and all. But when you get out here running on these enduro courses, you find out that you got all these other people around you trying to take the turns the same time as you do. And it's not like being out on a country road by yourself. You're good out there by yourself, but you learn real quick that you're not as good as you think you are. The safety part of chump car is, it doesn't worry me a lot. They have a lot of rules and regulations for your safety. You got to have a roll cage, full roll cage, just like NASCAR. You got to have the gas tank sealed, or either a bladder gas tank. They're really strict on the fire extinguishers, fire suppression. Your suits, you got to have you know, suits that are fire resistant. I'm different from other people as far as my age. I'm almost 65 years old. My son, he's in his 30s, he races with me, and my grandson, which I said is 18, races with me. So I'm probably one of the older ones out here that race.
I work for Bimmer World, BMW specialist company. We do a lot of aftermarket, and we have a race team, professional Grand Am. I have driven in one race, so that's the only one so far ever. Most memorable moment, probably the first time I went off track. My mother is very nervous about me driving the chump car. My dad is very jealous of me driving the chump car, but everybody's very supportive, so they know that I like it. I don't know. I don't know if there's been any other women drivers. Like I said, I've only driven in one race, so I didn't see any other women there, but I'm not sure. What makes me different? I would say I have probably the best job ever. I enjoy my job every day, and plus I get benefits like this, getting to come to the track, drive race cars. Like, most people don't get to do awesome things like that because of their job, so pretty awesome.
Yeah, our team has a name, and it took me a long time to learn to pronounce it. It's Blitzvinnig Racing.
It's South African, which translated means lightning fast. They race at great tracks, and you can knock things off your bucket list.
Yeah, I'd like to add that. The tracks are awesome. You go to the best tracks, and you get a lot of seat time. You get in the car, you're in it for 2 hours. I've been involved in racing for forever. Our whole family has. His family might.
It's new to, car racing is new to our family, but they know I'm an adrenaline junkie, so nothing surprises them. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good women drivers out there on the track. Not in the shopping centers, but definitely at the tracks.
The thing with driving race cars, it's such an adrenaline rush, and you get to, you know, push the limits. A lot of beginning drivers will drive a car harder than what they need to do to go fast, and sometimes after you learn and pace yourself, you start going that much faster because you're more aware of where the edge of the envelope is, so you don't go past it, and you pace yourself and you learn patience, because the last thing you want to do is get in a match with somebody where you're rubbing fenders. Next thing you know, you're pushing each other around, and before you know it, you're destroying your car, you're destroying their car, and there's issues. It's just easier to just back off, run hard. You'll get them the next lap. These are long races. You get them the lap after that. You get them the next turn. You know where you're good, better than him, where he's, you know, not as fast, and you can overtake him and do it safely. And it really pays off in the long run when you can come back with a car just spotless. The last time we raced this car was in Virginia International Speedway, the road course race there, and we rolled it over. I believe that tonight is going to be our best shot at it. We're well prepared, and we're gonna give it. I'll let you know after tonight. couple guys here that win regularly, and they got a system down. They got people, they work together, they do a good job at pacing themselves, and they're very well prepared. Preparation is everything for the win. If you're not prepared to win, you're not gonna win.
Chump car racing, what I like is I've done all different levels of racing. Chump car, what I like is the fact that you go out there and you fight the traffic, and it's not really expensive to get into the sport. I have so many guys who come from, who want to do this. It's a great field to try this out, and you don't have to have the huge budgets, and you get a lot of track time. That's probably the thing that I like the most. Wow, which one would be my worst moment? We've had many more worst moments than good ones. I would have to say last year at the 24-hour race at VIR, we were first place, fighting for the lead with another car, and my car went down hog pin and a car spun in front of us. We T-boned it, and we were out of the contention for the lead, but that would probably be my worst. Yeah, my family definitely thinks I'm nuts for doing a lot of things, including this. Yeah, after school, you know, like everybody else, you know, I quit my job that I was working in Wilmington and got a real job writing code, and realized really quickly that that's not what I wanted to do. There are so many teams and so many cars out here. There are so many choices, but I feel like well, I'm definitely different. You know, everybody, if you're looking for me and you ask, hey, you know, the tall brown guy, and they're like, yeah, he's over there. So, you know, and I'm different, and I think we have a great team. We have been in many podiums. We have a competitive team, and I would say that's the difference.
Yes, my team has a name, if I could pronounce it. It's actually something like Das Mülleimer. It's German for the trash can. My most memorable Chump car moment, I guess, really would just be getting to drive the car on real racetracks, wide open with traffic. It's something you just don't get really anywhere else that's attainable. I think the hardest thing to learn about Chump car racing really is patience. Just patience, keeping the car alive, and knowing that you're not going to be able to build one of these overnight, and it really takes a lot of effort with a whole team involved. It's really tough to do this by yourself, and I wouldn't be here without a strong support of a group of guys that we all built the car together. I don't believe I'm a terribly highly competitive person. That's something that, you know, comes from not being very good at sports growing up. When all you ever do is lose, it's hard to be competitive. But definitely, when you put me in the driver's seat, I want to win. I think I'm different from most people my age because I'm very driven to do something. I've got to be working with my hands. I've got to be producing something, creating something, building something. Oh, we are going to do wonderfully. Well, I'd love to win, but we want to finish, and beyond that, I'd like to finish well. If we can keep up with the BMWs, we'll be doing great.
I teach art and technology at a middle school in Hudson, Ohio. Our team is the Pink Ladies. My most memorable moment was at Nelson's Ledges, and I was trying to beat this guy over there around a curve, and I went too far out on the right-hand side, and I hit a tire wall like this, and I turned over on my side, and I was looking at the ground down here, and then I hit another tire wall and ended up flat, and then went straight out. So it was kind of scary, but I survived. I love it because I get to get track time. And I love the people here. It's a lot of fun. And I get to race with my family. It's just a blast. There's not a lot of women out in the race race circuit like this, and so I don't run into a lot of women racers, but when we do, we usually have good camaraderie, and on our team we have quite a few women as well as men. I don't have any issues with women drivers at all. We make a great team, and we've learned so much about racing. We've even learned how to put on tires and put in a new engine. I think the hardest thing to learn about chump racing is when to get out of the way and when to get in the way. I would say I'm quite competitive. I think what makes me different from other people my age is I'm willing to try something new every year. I'm a real woman. I like to see women advance in all sorts of sports, and I think it's a great opportunity for women to get into car racing.
Our team uses this as an opportunity to kind of see life from the other side. We have a lot of people that work in our business that maybe work behind a desk, and so now they're out on the racetrack. They see what we do. I think a lot of us do it for fun. We do it for team building. We do it, you know, I could say this is corporately why we do this, but we're out here for fun. A lot of people are doing this purely for fun, but we're going around a racetrack and we're doing 150 miles an hour, and there's a component of danger no matter what. Probably there's some people that have less experience and may not know exactly what they're doing out here, but you pick it up pretty quickly, and if you're out here and you do know what you're doing, it's your job to work with people that don't. There's not a lot of female race drivers. Certainly with the female on our team, it's kind of an honor, and it's awesome to be able to put that situation together. I think most women are polite and not quite as forceful as guys are, and some of the stuff out here requires that just pushing and constant force. On the other side of things, a lot of times women use their head more, and they're more patient, and they're more able to guide a situation instead of trying to get hot and force the situation. So it's a balance, positives and negatives. I have to say the most memorable moment is my first time in the car. I've been driving for 15 or 20 years, and with the number of cars out here and with everything that goes on, it's an eye-opener the first time you see it. Man, if my life was a movie. Helter Skelter, how about that?
Will be a title of the movie? Oh boy, I don't know. You can do whatever you want to do.
Wow, if my life was a movie, I don't know, Madhouse?
I would like to call it Pink Ladies.
I don't even know. Oh my God. Brute force and ignorance.